Does that resonate? Your energy's down, your motivation's gone quiet.
Let me say this really clearly. There are no prizes for rushing. I used to struggle with bursitis in my shoulder, painful inflammation that affected everything.
It's flow, not force. It's cardio without the cortisol. It's a perfect tonic for this time in our life. Let me guess, you've been eating well, trying to move your body, doing all the things that you used to do, but it's not working like it used to. Does that resonate? Your energy's down, your motivation's gone quiet, you're wondering where your strength went. But here's the actual truth. Your body's changed. Your hormones have shifted, and that means that the way you care for yourself needs to change too. This video is your roadmap to building strength, energy, and power in a way that actually works for you right here and right now. Because this chapter, it's not about bouncing back, it's about rising forward. So let's get into this now. I want us to reframe strength. You don't need to get your old self back. You need a new way to feel strong in your body the way you are right now. Real strength in midlife looks different. It looks rooted, it looks calm, and it looks powerful without the push. This is strength. And why is it that it's so non-negotiable after 40? Well, this is when estrogen begins to decline and we naturally lose muscle mass and bone density. And that's why strength training becomes non-negotiable, because it helps us to maintain lean muscle, protect our joints, improve our balance and posture, and reduce the risk of injury. It boosts our metabolism, and most importantly, it helps us to feel confident in a changing body. I want to share with you some strengthening practices that have changed my life. They're all feminine and functional and completely doable at home, which is what I love in the busy world that I'm in. So the first ones are kettlebell deadlifts and goblet squats. They build real grounded strength in your glutes, legs and core. Deadlifts strengthen your posterior chain muscles, aka your backside, and goblet squats improve your hip mobility and balance and posture. I don't lift to look good, I lift to live well.
When I first picked up a kettlebell, I think it was probably about 3 years ago, I had no idea how much it would change my relationship with my body. My knees used to really struggle going downhill, and my shoulders were injurious. I had a sort of a terrible bursitis in the shoulder, and they were vulnerable. But little by little, movement by movement, I just got stronger. I started with a 6 kilogram and then 8. And at one point, I was doing deadlifts with a 12 kilogram. But let me say this really clearly. There are no prizes for rushing. So start light, listen to your body, honour her wisdom, and that's how we build strength that lasts.
Rope flow is another one of my absolute favourites. Rope flow awakens the spinal engine. Hello, movement and energy, so good. Enhances coordination and brain function, and reduces anxiety and regulates the nervous system, offers low impact cardio and gives you a full body rhythmic workout that feels almost meditative. It's flow, not force. It's cardio without the cortisol. It's a perfect tonic for this time in our life.
CLUBBELLS were first introduced to me about 4 years ago, and over time they've become a really important part of my movement practice. You can see here light CLUBBELLS in this video, but don't underestimate them. They're really brilliant for strengthening grip and wrists and shoulders. I used to struggle with bursitis in my shoulder, painful inflammation that affected everything, especially being a yoga teacher. And working gently with CLUBBELLS helped me clear that inflammation and, more importantly, rebuild strength around the joint. And even my yoga practice, especially downward dogs, this made such a big difference.
So many of you have asked me about CLUBBELLS, and I'm creating a course just for you, which is called an Intro to CLUBBELL Course for Women. It'll walk you through everything you need to know to get started safely and confidently. This course is going to be available very, very soon, so you can put your name down on the wait list, and the link is is below, so get your name down on the wait list. It will be a set price of £19.99 for this course. Join me in this Clubbell course, which has been so instrumental for strengthening up my shoulders, strengthening up my wrists, giving me strong arms, helping me to feel confident. But also, one other thing to think about is, even though, and here's the thing, even when we know what works, staying consistent is hard, right? Life gets busy, our hormones dip, and motivation can sometimes just leave us. And that can make us feel deflated, not good enough about ourselves, all of those horrible feelings. So we're going to get to talk about that in my next video. Tips on how to keep showing up for yourself, how to make your habits sacred and not stressful. This is really important. And we're going to talk about devotion over discipline, how to stay consistent without burning out. If you're interested in the ways in which I continue to show up with devotion, making this sacred and not stressful, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one, and you'll be able to tap into some of the ways in which I help to create these habits, and together we're going to rise into this next stage of our lives. So thank you for listening. I'm love, I am light, I'm all that is divine, and in this truth I live, and in this truth I live. Peace, peace, peace.
But let me say this really clearly. There are no prizes for rushing. So start light, listen to your body, honour her wisdom, and that's how we build strength that lasts.